We can pass an entire structure as a parameter to a function. Let's understand how it is done through our next program. Let us learn how to pass a structure as a parameter to a function. So here I am going to first create a structure called rectangle, and here inside I will have two members of floating point type. First one is length and second one is breadth. In the next step, we are going to create a structure variable. So we will type keyword struct, then name of the structure as rectangle, and let's create a variable called rect. Now it's time to assign the values. Here we will have rect dot length, it's length, equal to, let's say it is 5.0, and similarly rect dot, you can select from here, breadth equal to 3.0. Now that we have defined our structure, created our structure variable and also assigned the values, it's time to proceed with the creation of the function. So let's define our function here, defining the function. Let's call our function as calculate area, and within this function we will multiply length and breadth, and the value which will be returned as the output, that we will display inside the main function. Since length and breadth are both of floating point type, so let's have the return type of the function as float. Let's give this function the name calculate area, and inside the parenthesis along with the function name we are going to pass a structure variable. Our structure name is rectangle, and let's create a variable for this structure, say r, and now inside the function body we will type return r dot length, just select it, multiplied by r dot, and breadth is showing, select it, and then semicolon. So function definition is over. Now it's time to call the function. Here you can see while defining the function we had returned a floating point type value from the function. So whenever the function is called, this length value and breadth value will be multiplied and a floating point type value will be returned from the function, and that value should be stored somewhere in the program. Therefore, I am declaring one variable of floating point type, let's call it as area, and inside this variable I will call my function and store the output of the function. So it's calculate area, and as soon as I type parenthesis I will have to pass here this variable rect as parameter. This is a structure variable, so we are basically passing entire structure as parameter to the function. And in the last line we will type /n area of the rectangle is equal to, and then we can display area. Let's run this program. And here the values 5 and 3 are multiplied to give us the output 15 as the area of the rectangle.